This answer is showing that you believe in delivering great quality work. Moreover, it is implying how much you value teamwork. If you value teamwork highly, then it is safe to assume that you would make a great team player. Sir, one question also coming in my mind. Are you an organized person? This is a good question. Some people think that this question is stupid. Actually, I do. Everyone will say that they are organized. Who will admit otherwise? You should know that everyone will say similar things. Take this time to be creative with your answer. You can use these types of questions to leave a strong impression with a creative answer. Or, if you're not creative, then the best way to answer this question is with an example. Using a story is more believable and easier to remember. Feel free to mix a little humor to make it more memorable. First, see some short answers. I am a very organized person. I like to know exactly what I am going to do for the day and the week. So, I outline my tasks and organize my workload. By doing so, I can organize my time and work better. I believe I am very organized. I like to organize my work by priority and deadlines. I do this so I can produce the highest quality work in the amount of time I have. Now, the long answer. I am actually a very organized person. It's funny that you mention this because the other day my roommate wanted to borrow my suitcase and saw my closet. He made fun of me for organizing my clothes by length and color. I am like that with everything. It's just so much easier to manage things. However, I am not picky and don't need to have things in a certain way. I just want things to be organized. So yes, I consider myself organized. This example should only be done if you are confident with your communication abilities. If you appear awkward or if you sound like you are reading this type of answer, it could have a negative effect. Instead, you should make a generic answer if you are uncomfortable with this type of answer. Well, students, now tell me what we have completed today. Sir, we have learned how to present ourselves in the basic interview questions. Do you repeat the questions? Question 1. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Question 2. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Question 3. What do people most often criticize about you? Question 4. What do you want to achieve in your life? Question 5. If you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be and why? Question 6. What does success mean to you? Question 7. Are you an organized person? Now let's take a few more questions. One question interviewee might ask: how do you make important decisions? There are many ways to answer this question, and if you have a reasonable method of making decisions, it will probably be sufficient. I gather all the information and I can find, and based on the information, I will come to the best decision I can. If I know a coworker was in a similar situation, I wouldn't hesitate to find out the results to make sure my decision is the best one. I believe all decisions should be made by having all the information. If you are missing an important detail, it is easy to make a bad decision. So I make important decisions by having all the information. This is a decent answer, but I think you might be able to think of a better one. Feel free to be creative with your answers because those are the answers the interviewer will remember the most. Next question. Are you willing to travel? If they are asking this, then this position probably requires some traveling. If you say no, then you probably won't get hired because they want someone who is able to travel. But depending on your job, you will already know if it requires traveling or not. I know as an auditor that I will have to make business trips, so I am definitely willing to travel. I don't have any problems with traveling. Next question. What is the most recent book that you have read? If you are interviewing for a marketing position, don't say you are reading a book called International Marketing Strategies. Rather, answer with a novel such as Michael Crichton books or Jane Austen books. It's more realistic and shows other interests that you have. I just finished Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I find all the novels very entertaining. I have a strong interest in World War II, so I was reading a book about Hitler. It's quite interesting to see how he grew up and what led him to his hatred towards the Jews. Something simple like this will be good enough. Well, students, in this class we discussed on the basic interview questions. Remember, do not try to impress the interviewee. Just try to express yourself and you will get the best. In the interview, be confident, be cool, and then only you will be the champion. Good luck. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, students. In the previous class, I taught you about the basic interview questions. In this class, I am going to teach you the basics of work-related interview questions. In work-related interview questions, the very first question interviewer might ask shall be, why did you leave your job? Regardless of why you left, don't speak badly about your previous employer. The interviewer may wonder if you will be bad-mouthing his company next time you are looking for work. Answer. There is not room for growth with my current employer and I am ready to move on to a new challenge. I am looking for a bigger challenge and to grow my career, and I couldn't job hunt part-time while working. It didn't seem ethical to use my former employer's time. I have decided that is not the direction I want to go in my career, and my current employer has no opportunities in the direction I would like to head. Or, to be honest, I wasn't considering a move. But I saw this job posting and I was intrigued by the position and the company. It sounds like an exciting opportunity and an ideal match with my qualifications. Next question is, what type of work environment do you prefer? Answer. I can be flexible when it comes to my work environment. What is the environment in the engineering department here at RRS Inc., sir? In the interview, keep your eyes, ear and brain open. It helps you to give suitable answer. Let's move to the next question. Do you take work home with you? Do you take work home with you is a tricky question. Be ready. The longer the answer, the bigger the hole you have dug. What should be the answer, sir? You should say like this. When I need to, no problem. I realize the importance of meeting deadlines and getting work done on time. One most important question in which they want to watch your attitude. The question is, how do you evaluate success? And the answer will be like this. I evaluate success in different ways. At work, it is meeting the goals set by my supervisors and my fellow workers. It is my understanding from talking to other employees that the company is recognized for not only rewarding success but giving employees opportunity to grow as well. After work, I enjoy playing softball, so success on the field is catching the winning pop-up. Well, see the next one. How do you handle it if the boss is wrong? The question, if you know your boss is 100% wrong about something, how would you handle this, is asked to find out how you deal with a difficult situation. An answer that works well is, it depends on the situation and the personality of the supervisor. To elaborate, give examples. My present supervisor does not like to have his authority questioned. He is fairly new on the job, and almost all the people he supervises have been on the job longer than he has. He has never bothered to learn the procedures, but things are done or how the computer system works. But if any of us tells him that how he wants something done won't work, he gets extremely angry. So I never tell him he is wrong. Whatever he tells me to do, I smile and say, okay. Then, if I know a way to get it done that will work, I do it the way. Give him the results he wants and never tell him I didn't do it the way he told me to. He got the results and he is happy. I saved myself the stress of being yelled at and gave him what he wanted. So I am happy. My prior supervisor was more easygoing, and if I told her, I think I might work better if I do what you ask me in such and such way, she says, okay, try it. And the next question is, how many hours do you work? Be careful before you answer questions about how many hours a week you work. You don't want to be construed as a slacker or as someone who works too many hours. At some companies, the norm is a 40-hour week and everyone goes home on time. At others, everyone might work 50 to 60 hours a week. However, working a lot of hours isn't necessarily a good thing. It could mean you are not productive enough to get the job done in a reasonable amount of time. So, unless you are sure about the company culture and expectations, the safest answer is not to mention a certain number of hours. Rather, mention that you work as much as necessary to get the job done. Let's move to the next question. How do you handle stress or pressure? A typical interview question asked to get a sense of how you handle on-the-job stress is, how do you handle pressure? Examples of good responses include, stress is very important to me. With stress, I do the best possible job. The appropriate way to deal with stress is to make sure I have the correct balance between good stress and bad stress. I need good stress to stay motivated and productive. I react to situations rather than to stress. That way the situation is handled and doesn't become stressful. I actually work better under pressure, and I have found that I enjoy working in a challenging environment. It's a good idea to give examples of how you have handled stress to your interviewer. That way, they get a clear picture how well you can work in a stressful situation. Sir, in the last interview, they asked me a question that I could not attempt. Could you do this for me? Yes, sure. What was the question? The question was, what motivates you? Okay. In this question, the interviewer is trying to understand the key to your being successful in the job he is interviewing for and wants to make sure it's a good fit. Your response will vary based on your background and experiences, but you will want to share your enthusiasm and what you liked best about your job. Here are some examples. I was responsible for several projects where I directed development teams and implemented repeatable processes. The teams achieved 100% on-time delivery of software products. I was motivated both by the challenge of finishing the projects ahead of schedule and by managing the teams that achieved our goals. I have also been motivated by the desire to do a job at whatever position I am in. I want to excel and to be successful in my job, both for my own personal satisfaction and for my employer. I have always wanted to ensure that my company's clients get the best customer service I can provide. I've always felt that it is important, both to me personally and for the company and the clients, to provide a positive customer experience. I have spent my career in sales, typically in commission-based positions, and compensation has always been a strong factor in motivating me to be the top salesperson at my prior employers. Got it? Yes, sir. Here the next question comes for you. What are your salary expectations? Before you start talking pay and salary negotiations with a prospective employer, you need to find out how much the job and your worth is. You will need to take the time. So, you are prepared to get what you are worth and a job offer that's realistic and reasonable. Once you know what you should be earning, how do you go about getting it? Start by being very patient. When interviewing for a new position, do your best not to bring up the compensation until the employer makes you an offer. If you are asked what your salary requirements are, say that they are open based upon the position and the overall compensation package, or tell the employer you would like to know more about the responsibilities and the challenges of the job prior to discussing salary. Another option is to give the employer a salary range based upon the salary research you have done upfront. Once you have received the offer, you don't need to accept or reject it right away. A simple, "I need to think it over," can get you an increase in the original offer. Next question. Do you prefer to work independently or in a team? In this question, he or she wants to know if you are a team player or would rather work on your own. Answer. I am equally comfortable working as a member of a team and independently. In researching the company, your mission statement and the job description, I could see similarities to my previous position where there were some assignments that required a great deal of independent work and research, and others where the team effort was most effective. As I said, I am comfortable with both. Next question. Describe a time when your workload was heavy and how you handled it. A typical interview question to discover how you manage your work is describe a time when your workload was heavy and how you handled it. While at the ABC company, we were faced with a sudden order increase for the J-ball bearing. It was for a new customer. I immediately sat down with the production supervisor, our materials, supply manager, and the union warden. We were able to lay out a workable plan that maximized our costs, guaranteed materials were available, and with only a slight adjustment, meet the production deadline. While it was challenging and involved long hours, the payoff was a signed contract with a new customer. When I was working on a software implementation team at XYZ company, we took over another company and had to transition many clients to a new product in a short amount of time. It took a lot of planning, time, hard work, and effort, but we were able to complete the project in a timely manner. Let's move to another question. Do you think you will be successful at this job? In this question, the interviewer is concerned as to whether you see this as a career move or stop employment gap. As my resume reflects, I have been successful at each of my previous places of employment. My research of your company, the job description outlined, and the information we have exchanged today lead me to believe that I have the skills and experience for which you are looking, and I am eager to be a contributing employee. Tell me about a time that you have participated in a team. What was your role? Companies, for the most part, do not want lone rangers. They are looking for employees who will adapt to the company culture and get along with others. In high school, I enjoyed playing soccer and performing with the marching band. Each required a different kind of team play, but the overall goal of learning to be a member of a group was invaluable. I continued to grow as a team member while on my sororities, debate team, and through my advanced marketing class where we had numerous team assignments. Well, now let's discuss one of the most important questions now. Why do you want this job? Keep in mind that you can customize these answers to fit your particular circumstances and the job you are applying for. This is not only a fine opportunity, but this company is a place where my qualifications can make a difference. As a finance executive well versed in the new stock options law, I see this position as made to order. It contains the challenge to keep me on my toes. That's the kind of job I like to anticipate every morning. I well understand that this is a company on the way up. Your website says the launch of several new products is imminent. I want to be a part of this business as it grows. This job is a good fit for what I have been interested in throughout my career. It offers a nice mix of short and long-term activities. My short-term achievements keep me cranked up, and the long-term accomplishments make me feel like $1 billion. Next question. Why should we hire you? A typical interviewer question asks to get your opinion or to validate the interviewer's opinion on why you would be the best candidate for the position is, why should we hire you? The best way to respond is to give concrete examples of why your skills and accomplishments make you the best candidate for the job. Take a few moments to compare the job description with your abilities as well as mentioning what you have accomplished in your other positions. Be positive and reiterate your interest in the company and the position. At last, one of the most important questions I want to tell you that, what will you do if you don't get this position? When you are interviewing for an internal position within your company, you may be asked, what will you do if you don't get the job? The interviewer wants to know whether you are concerned about just the advancement opportunity or the company. I am committed to this company and its advancement, so should I not be selected, I will work with the support whoever might get selected. However, I do feel that my experience in the department and with the team would make me the best candidate. Well, students, in this class we discussed on the work-related interview questions. Remember, do not try to impress the interviewee, just try to express yourself. You will get the best. In the interview, be confident, be cool, and then only you will be the champion. Good luck. Thank you very much, sir.